Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files, where we react
to the creepiest, craziest, scariest TikToks you shouldn't watch alone.
Hope you having a good night. If you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So let's get straight to it.
Listen to this scam, you guys. Listen to this scam, and you be the judge of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, we're all being lied to about everything. We're literally all being lied to about everything. But check this out.
Just to give people an idea of how much energy it takes to charge an electric vehicle. I'm at Electrify America. This is a 350 kilowatt station. I'm consuming roughly 137 kilowatts. It'll fluctuate. Sometimes I can go up to the full 50. But to put this into perspective, an average home consumes 1.25 kilowatts per hour. 135 kilowatts per hour, it's like the equivalent of 106 homes on the grid, just this one station. Now, if I was going to get the full 350 kilowatts like these can supply, that would be the equivalent of 280 homes. Now, think about all 6 chargers running at full capacity. That's like 1,080 homes on the grid. Just a little food for thought. It's things people don't realize the amount of energy it takes to fast charge these batteries. It's a huge amount of electricity, and now you understand why the electric companies can't even supply that much power to one spot. It's like, think of 1,600 homes and how much copper and wire that would take to supply that many houses.
So he says so much electricity to power these things, right? But not just electricity, high levels of radiation. You guys hear that?
Off the charts.
That's the radiation meter.
Here to show you guys how much EMF. This thing's just going crazy.
You guys see the symptoms?
So high, shouldn't even be standing here. But as people charge their car, that radiation cooks the body. That's why they're pushing this. Now, what's interesting is we look around here, and it's just an open parking lot. So there's no towers, but this whole system is all linked up to the towers, and each car is also acting like a tower, emitting harmful.
This right here is literally the definition of out of sight, out of mind. Just because you don't see it, it's out of your mind, so you're not worried about it. All coming back to harm you because, I mean, I guarantee you the elites don't have no electric cars, you know what I'm saying? They're not sitting in no radiation vehicles sitting there for hours upon hours. Have y'all seen how long they take to charge them? Look at that, 8.5 to 11 hours. Look at that, 12 hours, 15 hours. That's crazy, y'all. Sitting there for getting cooked by that. For entertainment purposes only, of course. I see why Tesla and all electric vehicles are going down now. People are finally catching on to the scam, you know, because everything comes to light eventually. Everything that is hidden comes to light. So again, I just thought I'd share this video. So let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with me on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level of these topics at hand. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
I think it's crazy that 6 charging stations can light up a whole town. 2, I didn't know those same charging stations was emitting that much radiation. And 3, having to charge your car that long, how much radiation is actually getting on your car that you bring home? And your clothes? Do you sit in the car while I charge? What is, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you know anything about this.
First off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today. Artificial intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible.
Now that's a scary situation. Being evaluated on your brain activity, right? Can't have the thoughts you want. Your boss know your thoughts. Your raise is based on your thoughts. And whether or not you go to jail are based on your thoughts. You could be tied into something you don't got nothing to do with. That's crazy. I'm sure they would have to investigate further. I couldn't be part of nothing like that. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of that technology?
Is Neuralink really the mark of the beast? Watch this and you tell me.
Elon Musk gave you a Neuralink, bro.
Would love one, by the way. After the first couple thousand go through, I want one.
Yeah. You put one in?
Oh, 100. The Neuralink actually works, and you can be in symbiosis with technology and just download things to your brain. You'll be able to make so much money. It doesn't matter how much the procedure will cost. Anyone will be able to afford it, essentially. Like, the first few, would probably go for an absurd amount of money, right? It's like, even if you had $0, you could just hypothetically borrow $100,000 to get it, because once you have infinite, bandwidth to unlimited knowledge, you can make unlimited money.
It doesn't scare you at all?
No,
you're like pretty much a robot at that point.
But we already are.
Not really. You can turn your phone off. Like for phones, there was a complete escape. Now there's still somewhat of an escape. You can put your phone down, but when it's in your brain, that's just now it's like you said, it's a complete.
I mean, he makes a good point. As if the cost was too expensive, you can untap a limited amount of knowledge, information to make that money back. I guess in this case, it's how you look at it. Everyone's gonna have a different point of view when it comes to Neuralink. I think it was interesting to hear Mr. Beast's perspective. What do you think of his perspective? Let me know in the comments down below.
And when Elon Musk took over Twitter, freedom of speech, I get that, but that wasn't the only reason. Elon Musk is the founder of Neuralink. Neuralink is a company that deals with technology to mix and connect human beings in a form of what is known as transhumanism. When I saw him purchase Twitter, I said, I am not ignorant to the fact that he has to gain as much data, and particularly metadata, but data overall, about as many human beings as possible in order to put inside of the Neuralink computer mainframe to help it to speed up in its artificial intelligence understanding of how human beings operate, maneuver, etc., so that when these chips that they have with Neuralink are programmed, it will meld more perfectly with human beings. So I said, if I need to fuel it with information, I'm going to go to the social media platform that has the most information that's circulating as quickly as possible, and that happens to be Twitter. I'm just saying, that is another part of it. Extremely intelligent move to make. They want to put chips inside of the brains of human beings, Elon Musk in particularly, where you'll be able to go into the metaverse without the Oculus. You'll be able to go into it. You'll be able to text or post tweets just by thinking it through your electronic chip that was surgically implanted into your brain, put into the system. It sounds like a movie, right? It sounds like some Terminator stuff, or Minority Report, or Total Recall. The CIA and FBI has contracts with Hollywood, so they put a lot of things in movies so that when they do it in real life, you won't psychologically be able to respond to it because you'll be battling with whether or not it's fact or fiction. Oh, that ain't real. That's just from that movie y'all saw. Until it really happens. Now you see in San Francisco, they're talking about using robots from DARPA to kill people. All is connected with the AI, technology, transhumanism, not a conspiracy theory. This is all facts.
That's a lot of dots getting connected right there.
Think about the Tesla logo. Kind of looks like a Viper bite. When we think about the Tesla logo, you think about the Viper bite. And then in the 1800s, they said they never wanted to get bit by a viper or an adder. And if you think about all these going into those people, then you think, Tesla logo kind of makes sense. It almost looks like a snake bite. And you get bit by a snake so that once you get this, which has an RF chip inside of it, goes into the arm, then you sync up to your Tesla, and then you also take your Neuralink chip, goes into the brain, and you see where we move into transhumanism. And all funded by Elon Musk, who is also subsidized. Most people don't realize it's all subsidized. But it's important to understand, you have to understand what the long-term goals are of what they're trying to do to people. And then back in the 1800s, they used to say if you give a lot of people these, you can make a lot of money. They used to make cartoons in the 1800s about this. They used to say about how we should not be putting any of those toxic chemicals into the body. You know, people need to look back at the 1800s, 1850s, 1900s, when they started pushing all this. And what was interesting was if you didn't take these back in the 1900s, they'd put you in jail. So guess where the whole public educational system came from? Public education reinforced this. And who bought that? Rock, who did the medical system. Flexner Report. Rock, who endorses these. Start to connect the dots.
Be honest, I never looked at the Tesla logo as a snake at all. Just thought it was a T. Right? And the medical sign has been around since, forever. The sign of, the staff with the snake going around it, going up. What was interesting though was that I didn't know you could get chipped for the car as well as get the Neuralink. So, this was loaded with information that I didn't know about. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think the Tesla logo is a snake?
Did you know that human thought is a physical thing that is measurable? You guys know how they made these D-Wave quantum computers, artificial intelligence systems? Do you guys know what they even do? So they replicated these bad boys after our cells, after the way we operate in this world. There's this thing in quantum physics called superposition, and that's to say how something like an electron can exist in two spaces in the same exact time simultaneously. Well, these D-Wave quantum computers are basically binary code, ones and zeros, like a normal computer in superposition. As we speak, they are using these artificial intelligence systems to map the human mind, and they've been doing it for the past decade or so. This is where things get crazy, because this is where people like Yuval Noah Harari are talking about how they want to, create an artificial intelligence god, one world religion. This is where they're getting that technology where they can make it sound like anyone is saying anything, this trend that's going around that's actually going viral as we speak. These things, by mapping the human mind, are creating beautiful art, artificial intelligence art, AI music, all right? And this technology is only going to get better, and as it progresses, it's so important to remember that this technology came from us and not the other way around. They want their own version of the Akashic Records, which basically says that every thought that you have, every single thing that you do is mapped in the ether. That information is out there. It's in your cells, it's in your DNA. Oh, and isn't it funny that 98% of your DNA, scientists call junk DNA because they don't know what it does? It stores information. DNA is information code, right? It's code. The Akashic Records have been widely disseminated by theosophists throughout the millennia. We're talking about ancient religions, talking about, Judgment Day or your life flashing before your eyes. This is the energetic blueprint of your life. We sit here today with studies that are verifiably true. Type into your TikTok search engine, reincarnation stories, okay? They've done these studies at Harvard. They've done them at Yale, where our thoughts are put out in the ether and we have the ability to pick up on this information. These stories that are verified true, where children lead police to like their past life's body that was never found. Verifiably true. It's not so much that it's proving that reincarnation is real, but it's definitely proving that there is information out there, that your thoughts are projected out there, and that we have the ability to access that information, whether it be through the dream realm or whatever. I don't know, some spiritual, metaphysical, quantum way, whatever you want to call it. Bro, Einstein, he had a lot to say about the Akashic Records, about time, relativity, that kind of shit. And I'm out of time, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Crazy the parallel between our history and what we see now and what it's going to be in the future. Transhumanism. It's a new genre of thought that I've come across that I just was thinking would stay in the movies, like iRobot or Terminator. But man, now looking at it, was Terminator kind of right? This is crazy. Let me know in the comments down below. My mind is bent.
The body you occupied in your past life is buried somewhere.
You want to know something else that will probably mess you up when it comes to reincarnation? Some of your family members probably unalived you in a past life. And the reason they incarnated back into your life this current go around is because your soul contract requires you to forgive a karmic debt. Oh yeah, there's a reason you pick your parents and the partners in your life. The universe has a unique way of reminding us of unhealed trauma. Identifying these past life traumas typically requires self-reflection and observing repeated patterns or emotions that appear unexplained in this current life. This could be dreams, sudden emotional triggers, unexplained fears, or a strong connection to a certain time period or location. Working with a regressive hypnotherapist might offer insight into these traumas. I just finished writing a book, and one of the chapters involves my own personal past life regression story. For those of you all who don't know me, my name is Marco J. Williams, and I am the author of How to Listen to the Universe Ether Downloads. If you're interested in learning more about reincarnation, soul contracts, and entering the Akashic Records, I highly suggest you check it out.
Very interesting. Marco J. Williams. Check him out if you're interested in this subject. Akashic Records.
Sometimes, like I tell people, you could be saying, oh, I just got this great idea. A lot of the times you probably just got on the same frequency as information that existed and downloaded that idea, and then you were able to discern it, understand it, and act on it and make it a reality. So all information exists from every thought that ever came out of any sentient mind in the entire universe.
Listen, pay attention to who you're constipated around. Or like you always come back from hanging out with them and you're constipated every time. That's your root and or sacral locking up. Those are big ones. It's like safety, survival, body safety. Your body's talking to you, babe. Your body's talking.
Your body's talking to you. Pay attention. That was Healer Barbie. Go check out her page. But has any of you ever experienced that? After hanging with a certain person, you get the constipated vibes, right? I've never heard of that, so. But the roots chakra locking up, she does make a good point, right? I could see that parallel. So let me know in the comments down below. What do you think?
Try to get it right, at least get it close to right. And obviously it's subjective. Obviously it's subjective because, you know, it's music and it's opinion based. But, you know, some things, you know, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. You know, some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you made it, Rob. Some of you don't belong in the category. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. But outside of that, you know, we got to keep showing up. And forget the Grammys for a second, just in life. As my daughter sits and stares at me nervous as I am. Just in life, you got to keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Forget the Grammys. You got to keep showing up until they give you all those accolades you feel you deserve. Until they call you chairman. Until they call you a genius. Until they call you the greatest of all time. You feel me?
Dang. Yo, he got Daddy of the Year award, Husband of the Year award. Yo, but you gotta understand, Hov is used to talking to thousands of people, regardless, just as an artist. If you ever been to one of Hov's concerts, he knows how to talk to the fans. But yeah, he just dropped bars, like, you know, got the most Grammys, but never got the Record of the Year. By your own metrics, that don't even work. Like, by your own metrics. I think that's what he killed him. Like, killed him softly right there. He just, like, capacitated, like, the whole, like, fact. She better get it next year. That's the case. Straight up. I'm telling you. They gotta have a whole ceremony. I can't lie. I don't listen to Beyonce, but she works hard. She has, to my knowledge, she's incredible. So, you can see she was emotional about that. She had the tears in her eyes. Hell, Kanye was trying to tell these moms forever. It's like Kanye said the same thing. All the way since back then to then now, you know, she has the most Grammys. It's crazy. Something to think about. I hope she gets it. Shout out to Jay-Z and the Carter family.
This is historical right here. This is fucking history right here, motherfucker. Hilarious, man. Dang, that's the boom of the truth.
Woo! Oh, Lord.
Woo!
The word. So if I'm judged for
Anybody else need a shot of this?
Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Dr. Dre. Shout out to Jay-Z. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what Shay Shay got to say about all this. You know? It looked like Jay-Z went viral, if you ask me. What do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments down below.
Beyonce, the queen bee, has officially arrived at the Grammys. But you guys, Jay-Z literally pulled a Kanye West. Like, Jay-Z pretty much pulled this tonight at the Grammys. I was shook. So tonight, Jay-Z was accepting an award, and during the award, he calls out the Grammys, saying that Beyonce has the most awarded Grammys of all time. I believe he said that she has 36, but she has not won Album of the Year. He said the metrics are not metricing, the math ain't mathin'. He basically said the Grammys are a scam. And then, this is the Kanye moment. He said some of y'all don't even belong in the category. And I low-key agree with him, because some of these artists, I'm like, I've never even heard of you. Like, bro was thinking what we were all thinking. It was literally a Kanye move. And right after Jay-Z says that, the camera pans out to Beyonce. And you could see Beyonce kind of shocked, like, oh, like he did not just say that. Then Jay-Z turned around and tried to be nice. He's like, let's just be there for people. Like, he was just making up words after that. Honestly, though, Jay-Z, I agree what you're saying. Everything you said tonight, I agree with.
And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Until next time.